good morning to you on Good Morning Geelong. Recently at St Mary's we've had a visit by a priest who is in a place called Vikeki in East Timor. Now you may have heard of Vikeki because it's got a partnership arrangement with the city of Greater Geelong, and a lot of community groups and a lot of schools particularly have partnership arrangements with their counterparts in East Timor. Naturally, of course, the way of life in East Timor, particularly since independence, as they've tried to rebuild since the Indonesian forces left with a sort of a scorched earth policy, they've had a lot of rebuilding to do, and it's quite an impoverished country in many ways. Nonetheless, there's a richness of spirit and a resilience which is absolutely admirable, and of course all of us as Australians owe a lot to the people of East Timor for the support that was given to Australian troops during the Second World War, where we faced the very real possibility of a Japanese invasion, which, thank the Lord, did not happen, and in large degree the courage and sacrifice of the East Timorese, 40,000 of whom died during World War II, more or less to save our skins. The sacrifice that they have made is something which this country should never forget. Anyhow, we've had the parish priest, his name is Father Devo Sarmento, over with us, and as a parish, we at St Mary's are trying to support him and sort of twin the parishes together and make his parish an extension of ours, and to some degree make ours an extension of his. One of the little sayings that he's had, which has made a big difference to the way parishioners have heard him, he will say that a little for some is a lot for others. In other words, talking about just how much a small donation towards the support of his people, particularly in education, to help them to build their lives. He himself is an educated man. He speaks 4 languages, and English is his 4th language, and he speaks it very well indeed. But that phrase, a little for some is a little for some is a lot for others, meaning how much just even a small amount that we can contribute can do for others in third world countries. Many of us, I suppose, and many of you who are watching this may already be involved in supporting different groups. Some people have World Vision, others are tied up with various other charities, and the response of so many people to appeals such as after the bushfires and so on has been enormously generous. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you for money for East Timor. What I'm going to suggest, though, is that to just give some thought to say, well, am I doing something for others? The level of opulence or just general wealth that we have, we grizzle and groan about this, that and the other, but the amount of money that we have, generally speaking, in this magnificent country of ours is beyond belief for a very high proportion of the world's population. Now, neither you nor I are going to solve that problem in 5 minutes, but we can all do something. And maybe if you can imagine if every Australian family, every Australian person did a little for some can be a lot for others, insofar as how far just even a couple of dollars a week into this, that or other situation for a third world country, what a difference that can make in educating people, in alleviating poverty, in assisting in healthcare and so on. It can go a very, very long way. So I'm just, I suppose, using this. It's certainly encouraged us here within the context of the parish at St Mary's, but just offering a bit of encouragement for you to perhaps ask yourself, well, am I doing something, or could I do a little bit more without necessarily taking away from my own quality of life? But even as much as what a cup of coffee costs, $3 or so each week, from a lot of people can make an enormous amount of difference to people who need it most. We are still a very lucky country. We're, by and large, a pretty generous country too, so let's not beat ourselves up over it. But it's a good reminder to recognise that, particularly in so many countries where there are so many health issues, so much poverty, so much difficulty in education and so on, that we mightn't be able to do everything, but we can do something. And a little for us can mean a lot for other people. Good to be with you on Good Morning Geelong.
Michael Jennings introduced the man to us in his discussion, the man who was the business development manager and the marketing manager. He is the guru out at the Geelong Racing Club. John Dunn, how are you, John?
Very good, Rollo. It's a great time of the year, isn't it? We've just won the flag and now we're headlong into the Setabed.com Geelong Cup. Is there a better time of the year?
No, there's not a better time of the year, particularly when you're winning, and that of course, everyone wins at the Geelong Cup on next Wednesday. No matter whether you have a punt or you don't, everyone comes away a winner.
They certainly do, Rollo. It's a huge day, given good weather, which we're keeping our fingers crossed, of course. We'll expect 18 to 20,000 people to rock along, giddy up to the Setabed.com Geelong Cup. And of course, one of the big highlights is the fashions on the field, which are you going to strut your stuff on the stage this year, Rollo?
Well, definitely yes. I have a standing little wager with one Darren Lyons as to who can wear the brightest shirt and the brightest tie on the day.
And the brightest hair.
No, we don't go into that. I don't fiddle with God's gift to me.
Okay. No, it's a great day. As I said, fashion on the field it's a huge part. I went to the Spring Racing Carnival launch at Flemington a couple of days ago, and indeed the Spring Fashions is a big part of the whole carnival, and it will be on Cup Day down here in Geelong as well.
And when we talk of fashions, we're talking men and women, because it has become a day out for the guys as well.
Very much so. We've got a men's classic racewear section on Cup Day, sponsored by Eddie Elias Menswear. And we had last year around about 40 to 50 gentlemen enter. And I've got to say, the standard was quite high too, Rollo. Almost up to your standard.
Oh, isn't he so very, very fine? The track has been, and the facilities we've talked about, but the facilities are just second to none.
Yeah, look, we'll have around about 5,000 people booked into corporate areas, marquees, and in the grandstand before we open the gates on Cup Day. And, the facilities are great. Matty Mayer, our track managers, worked tirelessly to get the track in pristine condition for the big race.
The Geelong Racing Cup, it's a major event. Always been a great prelude to the Melbourne Cup.
Very much so, particularly in recent years. Rollo, as you know, who will forget Media Puzzle winning both our Cup and then going on to win that memorable Melbourne Cup with Damien Oliver in the saddle. And then last year, Barra, the international English stayer, he scored a great win in our Cup and then went within a whisker of winning the Melbourne Cup. So a lot of the international trainers now see the our Cup as indeed almost the perfect lead-up race trying to get a start in the Melbourne Cup.
And you'll be extra busy on that day, John, but you'll still be able to enjoy the facilities, the people, and also the racing.
Oh, very much so. It's a busy day for us all, but at various stages of the day, we just take a step back and soak it all in. You see, look, the pleasing part is everyone gets dressed up. You'll struggle to see someone in jeans and a T-shirt. Even the guys, the 18 to 25-year-old guys, they get dressed up for the day, as do to the ladies. And we call it Geelong's biggest annual party, Rollo.
Without any question, and some of the celebrities we've seen in past Cups, including Father Peter Foley and Father Kevin Dillon, even come along dressed absolutely sartorially elegant.
They very much do, both Father Dillon and Foley. They're always there on Cup Day, particularly Father Peter's an avid race goer, and no doubt they'll both be there. And I wonder whether they'll be seeking some divine intervention when they're having an investment.
Only they will tell. John Dunn joining us this morning. Thank you very much for your time, John. Have a great day next Wednesday. We'll be out at the track, Geelong Racing Club's Geelong Cup Day, as we go to a break and be back with more after this.